In this video, I'm going to reveal a coloring book niche that has very little competition, and the best-selling book in this niche is making $9,000 per month from just one coloring book. Hi, I'm Caroline. Welcome to my channel. Every single week, I share videos all about self-publishing books, and you're watching one of them right now. So thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join me here. If you have watched any of my previous videos, you'll know that I love the coloring book niche on Amazon KDP. It's a super popular niche, and Amazon's customers love buying coloring books. And although there are a lot of people who self-publish coloring books, there are also a lot of people who are making a ton of money selling their books on Amazon. I like to spend quite a lot of time browsing Amazon and looking at what's popular, what's trending, what Amazon's customers are loving. And I recently came across a niche within the coloring book niche that I hadn't really seen before. These types of coloring books I have seen within the kids demographic, and I know that they are popular with kids, but I hadn't really looked into them for adults before. And when I did, wow, was I in for a nice surprise. I think I could have possibly found an undiscovered niche, one of those niches that we are all looking for, that has customers buying, but not many people publishing books there. So let's get straight into it and take a look. Okay, so this is the niche here that I've done a specific search for, color by number for adults. Like I say, these books are very popular with kids, and I hadn't ever really thought about them being popular with adults too. But if we take a look through, we can look at the top here, which is going to give us the bestseller rank of each of the books. And we might notice that a lot of these books are going to be by the same self-publisher who is publishing multiple books within this niche. So we've got these around the world coloring books, color by number patterns. This brand here, Creative Heaven, seems to have quite a few within this specific coloring book niche of coloring by numbers. And if we just keep taking note of those bestseller ranks, we can see that they're very, very low. So just as I'm searching through these results, keep taking note of the bestseller ranks. Now, a bestseller rank is a number given to every book within the Amazon marketplace. Every book is given a number, and it basically just determines a book's popularity with Amazon's customers. And the lower the number, the better. So the lower the number, the more books that is selling. And so far in this first page of search results, we've got some really great BSRs. So low BSRs are indicating that customers are buying these books, and there are a lot of really great low bestseller ranks here on this first page of search results. Now let's take a look at some of these, because there are a couple of different kinds of color by number books. The traditional ones are these kind here. So if we take a look inside, what we're going to see is a coloring image, and within the coloring image, it's got numbers, and each number is allocated a color. So if we scroll to the end here on their back cover, they've given a chart of which number is which color. So you just refer to this chart and then go back to your picture and color in according to the chart. These are the types of coloring books that people like, who don't really want to have to think about the kind of design that they want to do in their coloring page. It's very, very mindful. They don't have to think about anything. They just pick the number they're going to color in, look at what colors associated with that, and just go and color. They don't have to think about what color should they use, what design should they use, do these colors look good together, or anything like that. The next one I've pulled up to look at is the Creative Haven brand, which has quite a lot of these. And again, there's their color chart, which is telling you what number is associated with which color. And then you go down to your image and you color it in according to the numbers. They're quite small, but those are the numbers there on each sort of little section of the image. And these ones are the type of color by numbers that are very similar to what a children's color by number book is going to look like, but obviously the kids coloring books are going to be a lot more simple and a lot less detailed than what we're seeing in these adult ones. But the idea is basically the same, of just popping numbers onto the coloring image to indicate what color should be used in each part of the image. But we are going to get into this niche even further, and I want to show you the best-selling book in this niche. We'll look at why it's the best-selling book and why it literally has no competition. Now, this is the brand here. It's called Sun Life Drawing. They do have quite a lot of books published. They've got 150 titles all seem to be within the coloring book niche and within the color by numbers niche, except they do something very different. If we take a look at the best-selling book for this publisher and also within this niche, the number one bestseller book, it's called 100 Quest Color by Number, and this is a self-published book. It is a color by number book, but it's a hidden picture. Let me open this up for you to have a look. Basically, the person who is coloring in this page doesn't know what the picture is until they actually color it. So it has this whole different and unique element to it. This is what sets it apart from all the other color by number coloring books. So we can go through and see that there's different shapes. So the first one was squares, the second one was triangles, this one we have hexagons. So not only are they so unique by the fact that you can't see what the picture is until you color it in, but it's also got a little bit of a different style of each coloring page. So it's a little bit different every time you want to go into the book and color something in. Now, this publisher has simply called the book color by number, but they are sometimes called mosaic color by number or mystery mosaic coloring books. And so if we do a search for that phrase on Amazon, mosaic color by number, there is very little competition for this type of book. It's showing only 10,000 results, and even when we do go through the results, not every book that shows up is actually a color by number, and they're just very, very interesting coloring books. Now, we'll talk about why there is very little competition in a moment, but for now, let's take a look at some numbers in terms of how many books this self-publisher is selling and how much they could be making in royalties every month. So as we saw earlier, this publisher has 150 books published, but this one is by far their most popular one. And they also have another one over here, which has a bestseller badge too, as well as this mosaic animal one. But this one has definitely got the bestseller rank. So it is selling the most amount of copies. This one over here too is also selling really, really great with a bestseller rank of 13,758. But we'll just look at this one here with a bestseller rank of 887. It's got a pretty incredible rank. And so with that BSR, that means it is estimated to be selling around 2,300 copies of the book per month. Now, I've just used the Kindlepreneur Amazon book sales calculator, which works that out for us using the bestseller rank. And it also shows us that based on how many pages in the book and the selling price of the book, that the self-publisher is making around $9,000 per month from that one book. So $9,000 per month from one book and hardly any competition. Why is that? Well, basically, they have taken that coloring book niche that is so very popular on Amazon with both self-publishers and with customers, but they have drilled down even further into a much more specific type of coloring book, which is coloring by numbers. But not only that, they have then taken it a step further and created this extremely unique style of color by number where that picture is hidden within the grid, so you can't actually see what the picture is that you're coloring in until you have finished coloring it in. And that just adds a little bit of a more unique and exciting element for the customer, for whoever is coloring in this book. And so they have really just understood the power of creating something different, really drilling down into a niche and finding a point of difference for their books. These types of books are going to be much more difficult to create than a regular coloring book. Anyone can create a coloring book. You can go and buy illustrations or coloring pages to create your coloring book, or you can go and make some coloring pages using AI. There's a few different ways to do it. Everyone can do it. And so it is very easy to make a regular coloring book. But these types of books, as we can see, are very different from your usual coloring books. So what we can do next is let's take a look at what this self-publisher has done to promote and market these books and become the best-selling book in this niche. And not only that, making a really great monthly income from it. Now, firstly, if we go back to the book, open up the Look Inside feature, within the front pages of their books, there is a little information page offering freebies in return for joining their email list. So it says here you will get 5 free pages from, with a bit of a spelling error there, from their new books. You just got to go to their website to subscribe. So they are building an email list, which is one of the best ways to promote any other books too. Or when you have a new book launching, it is the best way to generate immediate sales on a new book. Or in the case of what this self-publisher is doing, they're offering a few pages out of their new coloring books. And so if someone receives those 5 free pages and they love them, there's a good chance they'll go and buy the actual coloring book to get access to the rest of the pictures coloring pages within the book. I then looked for the website for this self-publisher as it is listed in their books, and they don't have a website as such, but they have created this Linktree account, which is basically just links to some of their books on Amazon, and there are also some links down here to their social media accounts. Now, their social media accounts are active. They are posting there, but they don't have a huge following. Facebook has just under 1,000 subscribers. Their Instagram account has just under 1,500 followers, but they are posting there, not super regularly. We can see over on Facebook their last post was August, but they are posting and they are sort of keeping it active. And the thing with social media is that you don't need a huge social media following to have an impact on sales. If you attract the right people, you can see really good results with a small following there. Now, the last thing that they could be doing is Amazon ads. Through all my searching though, I couldn't find any Amazon ads running for any of their books or for this self-publisher. So they could just not be running any at the moment, but maybe did in the past. But either way, they are currently seeing these kinds of sales to the amount of selling a couple of thousand books per month, all from free marketing methods. So are these marketing methods, these free marketing methods, making an impact? And I'm talking here about their email list and their social media. Possibly they could be having an impact from their email list, since we have no idea of knowing how big their email list is. But I think the main thing that has worked for them here is just by creating something really different and really unique in a niche that not a lot of people are going to be able to make books in. And this is one of the key to success if you do want to publish low content or medium content books on Amazon KDP. The fact that there is already a lot of books there and a lot of people publishing new books every single day, you need to come up with something a little bit different from what is already available and what is already selling in the niche that you're interested in creating books in. Maybe this video has given you a new niche idea that you want to look into and see if you can create these types of color by number books for yourself. It is a niche that definitely has the potential to sell a lot of books in with very little competition. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you found this niche interesting. I love discovering new niches that I haven't shared on my channel or in any of my videos before, just to help give you ideas of all the different types of books that you can create and that you can publish on Amazon KDP that do really, really well. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.